All right, welcome everyone. Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Buddy Daddies, episode 8. All right, Kazuki.
Yeah.
Good job. You faced it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This was really, really wholesome and painful and sweet. But yeah.
Maybe now have that conversation with Ray about like, all right, so yesterday happened. That was a whole kerfuffle, you know? Let's figure out a system so that we can both be good dads together, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And, you know, I feel like I've been maybe picking up a bit more than my fair share, and I'd love to have a bit more help with that so that we can share the load and all that.
Right. And then Ray's going to be like, oh, that sounds like a lot of work. And he's going to be like, okay, cool. Well, then you won't eat. Miri will. And until you're ready to do that, then we will happily have food. Whereas you will, do this. Or they're going to have to figure out some way in which jobs associated with that, he'll then go out and do the assassin work, and, you'll
Right, exactly.
And,
figure out
run
what
the house.
Figure out what work is best suited to each person
based on their skill
sets and temperaments and preferences,
all that stuff. Yeah, and that's just being parents right there. That's just how it do be. So yeah, y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this.
On the job.
Just ready to work.
Yep.
Ohio. Uh-oh. Why'd she point down the stairs?
Oh. Nope.
Secret.
Oh.
And he's going home around the same time?
Yeah.
I think it's a birthday.
Oh, absolutely a birthday.
Oh. Wow. And because his dad's in the business, it's a more professional thing.
Yeah.
But it might be something where he's like, I want you back under my organization or something.
Yeah, who knows?
All right, they got the day circled, so.
Yep.
Yeah. Intense.
Okay.
It's a proper estate.
Yep.
Whoa.
Wow.
No introduction.
Nope.
It's a cold, dark house. Yeah. Oh no! Nah. Diabolical. I don't think so, no. Boss.
世俗にまみれて世事を覚えたか、クルスカズキと言ったか。下船のものだが、少しは役に立つ。ここ最近の仕事に手落ちが多いのは潮時だな。この家に戻れ。
Yeah.
Okay.
じゃあレイパパ、おじいちゃんに怒られてるの？喧嘩しちゃったのかな？
それより
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
A little deeper.
あいつの家ちょっと特殊だからな。親父さんの期待がでかくて、すげえ厳しく仕事を教え。
He's doing a really good job teaching this in a kid-like way that she'll be able to follow. Oh.
まるでロボットみたいなやつだったんだよ。親父さんへの反抗みたいなものがあるのかもな。
おじいちゃんと仲直りできる？
どうかな。あっちに帰るのかね。素分けには教師の血が流れている。 極上とも言える上質な血だ。より濃い闇の力を借りねばならない。
Okay.
巣分けはその闇を束ねる頂点だ。家を継げ。それがお前の存在理由だ。猶予は十分与えた。お前には今より組織の長としての職。
Shit.
Okay.
いずれ戻ると誓約したからこそ、
Yeah.
外での暮らしを許可した。
Yeah, here we
Okay.
go.
外にお前の居場所はあったが、
いいえ、
場所はここだ。無駄なしがらみを背負ったようだな。それが諏訪家の血を汚し。
違います。和樹は関係ない。時間をください。
身辺の整理も必要か。今日中に片付けろ。
Oh.
知った顔です。
Okay.
組織を裏切り、期待を裏切るなよ。
Okay.
Fun. Fun.
ボス。
遅くなんのかよ。
悪
こっちにも都合があんだけど。
い。ごめん。悪い。
ごめんと悪い以外で頼むわ。
はずきパパだけず
Ah!
たくいいから晩飯までには帰ってこい。待ってっから。じゃあ肝心なことは何一つ言わねえ。
Oh. It made the ding!
Yeah.
お前が諏訪家の恩。
Well, fun. Is that the guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if their family is the pinnacle, then yeah, he would be somewhere at least, you know, in the organization, probably for Japan as a country, like.
Right.
'Cause you don't.
昔お前と組んでいたらしいな。
武器の扱い方をこの人に教わった。
な
Damn.
ぜ組織を裏切ったのか。考えるならもっと別のことの方がいい。
Checking to see if he has any weaknesses, just in
Right.
case, yeah.
これが
奴がいくら待とうと、もう待ち人が来ることはない。
Oh, damn. You killed him. Or you killed
お
her.
前
Like,
はな
whoa.
ぜ殺す？諏訪家のためか、それとも趣味か。
It's a living.
コンセプトだ。
Oh.
車は走るために存在する。金は欲望を具現化するため、銃は暴力のために。では彼は何のために存在している？命を失う直前走馬灯で何を見る？
Whoa.
何を一番愛おしいと感じ？殺しはその答え合わせだ。
And you really don't want him asking those questions about you.
Yeah. Grim stuff. Damn. Damn. That's some good clean animation right there.
Yeah.
頼みがある。彼が最後に何を言ったのか教えてくれ。集めているんだ。末後の言葉を彼女の言葉と合わせて書き記したい。
You gotta have a hobby.
Yeah.
Right, so he thinks he's running away with her.
Yeah.
追っ手はお前か。おあつらい向きだな。
Nice. He
これ
knew.
も仕事だ。彼女はそうか。
Yeah.
多少は俺の気持ちを理解できるかな。いや、ないな。さて、どこまでやれるか。
Damn. It's almost like they're saying their last goodbyes to each other.
Yeah, yeah.
組織に戻れと言われた。家を出たと聞いたから、少しは見込みがあるかと思っては諏訪家の人間ということが。
Should be running out of bullets soon. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah. He taught you everything you know.
パパ時々寂しそう
Oh.
He does, doesn't he?
してるだけだろ
男心が分かってないな
You are 5. Like, yeah, where'd you learn that phrase?
Right.
ミリのママはお酒飲んでる時寂し
Oh.
そうなの
Yeah, Mama would say that probably.
でも
Oh.
シャキーンって格好してたけど寂しそうにしてた
Whoa. That was a high capacity mag there.
Yeah.
今日はサプライなの。レイパパの好きなものだ。
Yeah. Look at all the proper junk food. The double Tabasco sauces.
Yeah.
He just like me, for real, for real.
帰ってこないかな。
Nice. Well,
Nope.
damn.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
昔
gotta
を思い出
crumb
した
it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. The lighting and everything, like,
道具として人を殺し意志もなく組織を継ぎ誰であろうと躊躇なく刃を向ける総的な殺し屋だ。これは組織の掟だ。だろ俺には守りたいものができた。生き方を変えたかった。それだけだ。
yeah.
Oh.
He's better than you, dude. Oh, damn.
Yep. I was. Oh, that's cool.
Whoa. That was
Okay.
an amazing quick draw, but you are not shooting right now, Ray.
俺にも守りたいものならある。お前もう変われない。
Oh! He's gonna do this without killing him?
Oh.
Oh. No. That's
Damn.
that's death.
Yeah.
Last words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if he survived, it's gonna be broken neck, broken back.
Oh yeah. He's dead.
噂通りの腕ではないな。最後の言葉は聞こえなかった。
Nice.
使えんやつだ。戻るぞ。いや、
Yeah.
俺はここでいい。
I don't need to go back. I did my job.
どちらでもよかったんだがな。彼の言葉でも。
If not for the whole murdering people thing, knowing people's last words actually would be rather fascinating.
Oh
Actually.
yeah.
Like,
俺も
Yeah.
同じか。
Papa Ray! Why you
who
take so
will
long
be?
to answer the phone?
来いって言ったろ。
Yeah.
お前今どこに。
あれ、今日はちょっと頭を冷やす。
Cool off here. Baka. Yeah, but he's got to make a choice.
お前も変われない。と考えないようにしてた。命じられるがまま
Damn.
殺して。
Over and over and over again. Yeah.
殺して。
おいこら。
あ
何やってんだバカレ
和樹。俺は
イ。つべこべ言ってんじゃね
ミリは
え。家だよ。
置いてきたのか。
それより時間ねえから飛ばすぞ。
Because if we don't get there soon enough, she's going to eat everything.
It won't. We'll be past midnight and it won't be your birthday anymore.
Wait.
へこむからな。仕方なくだバーカ。ミリにお前のことをいろいろ聞かれてな。思わず昔のことを思い出しちまったぜ。キューちゃんからお前紹介された時さ、お前ボロボロだったろ。飯はインスタントだらけ。髪もヒゲも伸び放題で。
Look at you now.
Yeah.
まあ引きこもりは
Yeah, you got the shut-in part.
まるで世の中の不幸は全部自分のせいだみたいな顔でうざかった。最初は
Damn.
自分でしょうがなかった。
はあお前そんなこと
いや
今まで
いや
一度も言わなかった
言っても何も変わらないと思ってたから、そんなもんだと思ってた。
Back then.
突然掃除をやり始めただろ
ああんまりにもだらしねえのが我慢ならなく
Sometimes it's easier to take care of someone else than yourself.
Well, I mean, yeah, the fun thing is that, like, you stay enough, you spend enough time with somebody, you will eventually end up, like, most likely caring for them.
う。でもまあ悪くはなかった。
だろうが
Even if they end up pissing you off a lot.
変われるのかな。
Damn.
さあな
Alright, we better get the food time before,
Yeah.
before the episode's over. She's got the party hat on and everything.
ああ、今日だったの。
He didn't even know. Yeah.
レイが帰ってきたぞ ミリーが手伝ってくれたんだぜ。お前に喜んでほしいって。
Bubba Ray.
Oh.
Okay.
おかえり。
Yeah.
ハッピーバースデー。
おい、やったなミリー、笑ったぞ。
Yeah, you didn't see it, but we did.
ほら。
すいません、今日は
Yep.
ボスからの調査依頼だ。 組織はお前を信用している。
Oh shit.
That's creepy.
Oh no.
That's creepy.
I thought it was just gonna be give us everything you know about, why, like.
No, but he's been following
It's-
them when they went to shop at the
Yeah.
store for his birthday stuff.
Oh my god.
It's so creepy when you see people be like, here's a photo of you. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just me. Here's a photo of your kid. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Rolls
Yeah.
up sleeves.
Yeah.
All right, everybody's gonna die.
Right. It reminds me of the part early on in Daredevil where it's like this is video footage of your daughter at school.
Right.
Wave so and so, and then one of the people that's at the school just waves at the camera, and you're just like, no.
No. All right, we got a
Okay.
little bit of Ray's not past backstory, but like kind of past showing up and making demands.
Yeah.
And they're rather simple ones in that
Yep.
you were basically given a leash to go and live your life amongst the common folk, as he said. The way he almost had this I'm nobility and they are the peasants was so gross.
It's
but then he has this good. I see that they kind of straightened you up a little bit. You know, kind of admitting his I failed you. But then it's okay, but now that that's playtime's over, come back in and be a part of the organization. I was thinking okay, this is a cool threat he can basically level here. But Ray swore an oath. Ray basically begged him probably for this and yet was always living on borrowed time.
Yep.
So he plays video games. He's been living in his own filth and everything like a zombie because it doesn't
matter.
anything.
He can't escape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. This. Once we got that bit at the end of the episode, which it's it was only a matter of time, right?
Yeah.
And especially knowing that
they have a kid with them.
Yeah. But Ray's dad knowing that Ray's dad is influential. Okay. Influential. And at the top of, he's the leader of the organization that they are a part of, right? It's not just another organization or something like that. It's their organization.
Yes.
So they just come up to Q and it's all right, info. Yeah, who's the kid? Oh my God. That's so terrifying. We
that's
already
scary.
had the threat leveled against Kazuki of the,
But now there's basically a threat leveled against Q as well, in that it's you're loyal, right?
Yeah.
So you'll give us the info,
we
right?
trust you. The organization trusts you.
Yeah.
And having the thing of, okay, you need to kill this person because he betrayed the organization. Yeah, and that's just what it is. Oh no, and he was probably planning on leaving or whatever, right?
Yeah,
but
and this is the perfect kind of stakes for a show like this where you can't kill Ray because he's obviously your progenitor. He's going to be he's going to be he's your offspring. He's going to be the one that would actually carry forth the family name and stuff.
And I liked the reason for the coming back being now you actually need to start learning how to run the organization, right? It's not just some control thing. It's I have a very specific thing that, I gave you literally all of the room on the leash that I would possibly be willing to give.
Right.
And now
in a lot of ways, he's basically saying, oh, you look better. You look good enough that you could actually do this now. Cool.
All right.
And it's kind of like a check-in as well to be all right, did that time on the outside give you enough space to be able to become more of your own person?
I gave him exactly 3 years, or Ray just turned 30 or something like that.
Yeah,
or whatever. And it's all right.
Cool.
Yep.
I do like in a lot of ways the dad's character in that he doesn't seem what I would call like cartoonishly evil.
Yeah.
He seems very logical evil in that he's like, no, I get it. You needed space. You needed to go out there and do this thing. But I only let you do that because you swore you'd come back.
Right.
And
It's
you're going to honor your word. We live in a world of higher than thou stuff where there's, rules and your word means something. And it's like, okay, that sounds really bad, but you're also a murderous killer and you abused this kid.
Oh, absolutely.
Growing up.
Yeah, it's the understanding the limitations of his power in that he needed to give Ray space.
Yeah.
Because he can't just make Ray do what he wants.
Yeah, he can't just dominate him.
Right, he can't truly just dominate him. He does need Ray to actually be a capable person that can make his own decisions and things.
And run this when he's gone.
Right, because otherwise you're not teaching them to be a leader, right?
No.
And that's one of those things that, like, because the archetype of this character, the dad, right? That's something that is very common in fiction. We've seen this before, and that's one of the
different settings.
In many different settings, and that's one of the things that always bugs me, or often bugs me, is that it feels like it's I'm not actually teaching you to lead.
Yeah.
But I'm expecting that eventually you'll lead.
You'll
That
just figure it out.
Right. That can work when they're like really young, but even in your own best interest, it doesn't serve that, right?
No.
And so now it's like I totally believe this guy. I see why he thinks the way he does. He's not going to budge on this.
I'm scared of him.
I am absolutely
And the reason why I'm scared of him is not because of the main three. This motherfucker, he would kill Q. Q could absolutely die.
Yep.
And I don't want Q to die. And that's, obviously they're not going to kill Kazuki or Rei or
Miri.
Right. But, you best believe they would absolutely push on easier to push buttons to get at them.
And if they know about, let's be real, if they know about Miri, then everyone else
to find her mom too.
Easy to find her mom. Well, and let's not stop there.
Yeah,
it'd be easy to find the daycare you take her to.
Yep, good.
Right? Like this is and it's that part of me that is like so worried and scared, but then I also get really excited because it's okay. And maybe this is silly because they can't actually fight this organization. They can't.
No, it'd be like John Wick being told, you have a kid that's still alive. You have a dog that's still alive.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly.
And if you come at us in any way, we will then kill the dog. It's the
dog's friends and all of that stuff, right? So it's like there's. Like, that's why those movies are all about the person with nothing to lose, because otherwise the story wouldn't happen. Right? That's why these organizations would be able to stay in power, because they have
leverage.
They have leverage, right? Leverage that they know works. It's not just, you just muscle your way through it. No.
Right.
You will buckle.
And
that's
there's
how it works.
many people that they've got. So this other guy here who's, collecting last words.
Yeah.
He already killed the girl that
right.
that Ray's old trainer was with.
Mm-hmm. Like,
she's just dead.
And
they didn't use her as leverage. They were like, we won't be able to use her as leverage. This guy is too much of a problem. So just
right. They're actually planning on just leaving. I'm guessing it was probably something where it's
we'll flee the country.
Well, right, but it was we know about this person. Mm-hmm. Like I very much almost think of it in like an HR standpoint of like, if you're in a relationship with someone at the workplace and you have to approve it by HR, it's hey, we know you've got your personal shit. That's fine. Yeah. We all have that, right?
Right.
You know, like, I've got kids and stuff too. But it's that is not going to interfere with your work at the organization.
Exactly.
Right? Because
which is why they're just collecting info right now and they're not ordering an immediate hit on Kazuki and Rei or anything like that.
And that's something that makes
it like, okay, we need to make sure we know everything in case we need to then go and kill him. Yeah.
And that's what makes it so fun from a plot conflict standpoint, because it keeps things dynamic, right? We can be scared because there is no reason that they would be able to actually stop the organization in a long-term way if the organization was actually dedicated, right? So they have to basically appease the organization.
Yes.
Somehow, while at the same time, oh my God, Miri is potentially in danger. And so we can keep the
Rei
formula...
might not be able to live in the house for the next little bit.
Right, yeah.
He might need to take the job, but also be like, hey, Kazuki, I'm going to come over here and, help where I can.
Or come up with some way to basically be like, I am, once they, know about Miri and all that stuff, it's all right, you have to basically make your case that Miri is acceptable and potentially even necessary, right? Where it's
or it's just yours. It has nothing to do with me.
Sure. Yeah. Right. Like this is so fun and so terrifying. Like, and it's something that it's both threatening the status quo while at the same time, the only way to get out of this is to maintain the status quo.
Yes.
Right. And so even if we get into that situation where they're like, killing people that also probably have families and stuff, even if it gets to the point where they're like, we're not sure how we feel about that. Right.
Right, we're only killing really, really bad people.
Well, yeah, no, you don't get to ask that or why he's betraying the organization or how or anything like that. No, just kill him. That's what we're telling you to do.
Yeah.
And now it's oh no, they might feel trapped there, which is a great way to deal with that whole sort of moral conundrum that is the dichotomy of that is part of the fun of the show, right? But then it's like, but wait, when you actually the Piper comes calling and you're like, wait a minute, right? These are hired killers and that's part of what they need to do and everything. Mm-hmm. Oh no, right?
Oh no, indeed.
You can't just be like, but can't we just solve this by going to karaoke together and, right? Like opening a cabaret club or something like that, right? Like,
you think, right?
Yeah.
No, this ain't that section of Japan right now.
Right.
So, given that Ray has this baggage that he needs to deal with here, this is fun in that in the same episode, we saw him having to deal with the organization's baggage, which is someone who betrayed them.
Right.
But we saw very clearly that while Ray is good at what he does, he struggled just with this one guy.
Oh, yeah.
If 3 or 4 people came after him and Kazuki,
you're screwed. You're dead.
I don't think this would go well.
Yeah.
I think Miri would get caught in the crossfire and things would go really bad.
Right, because you're not John Wick.
You're not superhuman.
And I like that they're leaning into this tone of things a lot more because there was one of the earlier episodes, like 2 or 3 or something like that, where it's just like, Ray just walks in with the machine gun and there's 20 guys and he just guns them all down. And it's
I think the reason for that was because that was more of like a mob boss's area rather than actual hired professional killers.
Right, exactly.
Like, it's the caliber of people that's different for sure. So they're basically saying, hey, this is a level up beyond us. And there's plenty of them. So,
like the dude with the last words and everything, he is not special.
No.
And that's one of the things that I really like about how this is handled because he was very much established in the like potential antagonistic force and all of that stuff, right? But no, he's not.
But once we have the trainer brought in, we now know that this guy's just one of many. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, another detail that I really liked, while extended gun fights are very difficult to do in a way that feels realistic, I really liked that once the knives were pulled out, which also the detail of it being a karambit that the guy has, cool.
Very cool.
I liked that we did get, even though there weren't many, we got an arm wound in the knife fight because that is one of the most presented targets, that you have because you don't just with a weapon that small, you do not want to get in close in a knife fight. That's how both people die.
Right.
And so you go for the arm first and, do that kind of stuff. And so just little details like that. It was that's cool.
The production value of this show is not consistent. But when it's good, it's really good. Like, it's really good. There's a lot of stuff that was in this episode with hands, with the gun animation, with the choreography. There were moments in this episode where it was like, oh, shoot, we're watching something where people put in, like, tons of work just for those 2 seconds right there. Like, that was awesome. So I believe the action. I believe the intensity of the situation here. But then I also believe the emotional journey that these 2 men went on of, I remember when we became, like...
Coworkers,
and then they were roommates.
Right.
That Ray's changed a lot since then. And it was in ways that were not just because he spent time away from his dad, but it's because Kazuki actually, like, gave a damn. Like, it's somebody that was another man in his life that basically looked out for him. And rather than telling him, hey, shape up, figure this out, he kind of got into his mess and took it off his hands.
Right.
And part of being in a relationship with somebody is knowing when it's time to just step in and be like, okay, I'm going to do this here.
Yeah, you cover for each other.
It's not healthy to make a pattern of that, which they kind of have made a pattern of
Right,
that.
they definitely have a less healthy example of this, but the whole point of a relationship is to have someone so that when you're like, ah, shit, I'm in a mess and I don't know how to deal with it right now.
Yeah, it's called support. You basically cover for the other person's blind spots or weaknesses and stuff. That's just what's going to happen. Nobody's perfect. You're going to have that happen. Now, Ray, this was an example of where this world reminded you that you, according to them, should be alone. You are supposed to be alone. In fact, I really like the way that they framed the house as a reminder of that. The house was so cold, dead, and empty and massive to have one guy in there. You didn't see any guards inside.
Right.
And in fact, that was something that felt more like a story framing, like theming thing than an actual like realistic tactical thing, is that, oh, in the house, Ray, it's just going to be you. You're not going to have any relationships. You're not going to be able to get close to anybody. This is what the vision of your life is going to be. In fact, there was something that I am really getting into the weeds on a little bit here, but the fact that they talked about the cleaning thing, I actually want to bring this up. There are actual parts in the house where they focused on just barely in the background about how like the wallpaper isn't well maintained, about the state of the house not being actually well kept
in the mansion.
To show that this is a place where it's not a home.
Right.
This is not a place where people show care or love. And Ray, you've grown accustomed to that. You like that. In fact, the last episode was a point of showing how quickly you'd fall back into your old ways, if you will, once that's gone.
Sure.
And I'm kind of excited to see the way in which he navigates holding both of those worlds as options for him to leap into, even as one is trying to be cut off from him.
Right.
I think he could potentially keep this in flux by making the argument that he's just not ready for this level of cold detachment, and that he would actually fall back into those, kind of shut in, unhealthy ways.
And that's where I would love to see,
rather than just going immediately into a shootout or anything like that.
Right, and we'll have to see how this affects the formula of the show moving forward, because I could totally see this being something where it's the, hey, or more if Q like tips them off that like, hey, I'm checking in on Miri and all that stuff. That's something that's happening now. I just want to let you know. Then it's the, okay, we need to have a full conversation about basically how we're going to handle this. And I could totally see it being something where Kazuki's like, yeah, Ray, we obviously can't defy him.
Yeah.
So, you need to be a really good heir. Figure out what it is that he wants and basically show him that you can dedicate yourself to that so that the rest of this isn't a problem, right? Because what happens when Ray if Ray gets to the point, yes, his dad is an absolute monster, right? But in the situation they're in, what happens if Ray starts to have those conversations with his dad where it's like, okay, you're teaching me all these things, but then also like the way that Ray is,
I need a home life balance,
Yeah, or just like,
I need to have that.
What do we want to be the, like, what balance do we want to have of me adopting all the things that you're doing versus when I start to have things where I have like different perspective on maybe the way that the organization could be run and things like that.
And I think that's where he's not wanting him to take over right now. He's wanting him to get the downloaded, mantle, basically.
Right. Like his dad wants to turn him into a puppet first before he listens to any clone first before he listens to any alternate perspectives.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say he's already a puppet in that regard, but it's he needs to basically mold him so that him taking over the organization doesn't just delete this. And that's kind of the part that I get the vibe of this with the show, is that he put so much stock in the family name, in almost by extension the things, rather than the actual parts that make up a family. If that makes sense. And that's the whole nobility angle that I found kind of creepy, is that he's not actually really concerned about the people that would make up the line. He's
Right.
more concerned about the name having like legacy. And there's this really gross thing I found a lot of people have where they're like, I'm actually concerned about the way in which people see me
Right.
and the things of that, rather than actually like the connections I have with those people that would see me.
Well, and especially when it gets into a legacy thing, because being worried about what other people think of you is a whole can of worms when you're alive. But to be worried about how people will think about you when you're dead, that's just adding an additional complication onto it, right? You know, like when you talk about it like that, it kind of sounds silly, you know.
Right.
But you know, okay, this guy's all about legacy or whatever.
Yeah, why would you think there'd
All
be a
right.
difference in the way people would think about you versus you're living or dead, unless there was something that you were doing that was actively trying to control the way people viewed you when you were alive?
And I get that, you know, like thinking like, you know, Tywin Lannister or something like that. Yes, there's a lot of
Yeah,
benefits. that
history
you
is
can-
not kind.
Right, history
Yeah.
is not kind, and if you're in a dog eat dog world, then that could be a way that you
Murder world.
Yeah,
yeah.
Right, exactly. That can be a way that you help ensure your security by making sure that people won't mess with you. All right, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Sure.
But
I just find it something that's very fun thematically, in that we have them forming their kind of hodgepodge family here. When we have an actual family, the only other family actually being shown in the entire show, actually. Whoa, actually, that's an interesting point. There is no group of 2 characters in this show other than the main 3. Like, there's no group of more than one character that is actually has another character in the show that is their family.
right,
In the immediate sense.
we had one in the previous episode, but the family member was dead. You know, and that
Right,
was
that's what I mean. They're
yeah.
all either dead or it's they died in the very like first episode.
No, we do. We have all of the thirsty moms that are at the
No. We don't know their.
Yeah, I know.
We don't know their
That
corresponding
was-
kids.
That
so
was dang.
so my point is that they are completely framing this as being a antithesis to the core family there.
Well,
but
and-
meaning then that you could potentially end up talking with your dad in a way that would, because if he allowed you these 3 years, he could allow you 2 more.
Right.
There's
or there
no-
could be the room potentially to be like, yes, I'll absolutely be a
good heir.
a good heir to the organization. And,
But you also have to give me these things.
and yes, my daughter is a non-negotiable.
Yes.
And
Same with Kazuki.
and if you do anything to threaten her,
I will not be a good heir.
I will make your life hell.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know, and it's we can have an understanding here, and we can have, and you can get what you want. Right.
You are not allowed to wound my dog just because you want me to be your
Right. The
subservient
kind of
dog.
heir that you want would burn you if you were to threaten to do something like that.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. But yeah, this is fun also to make sure that this is introduced as the conflict in episode 8, so that we have a good amount of time to build up to the eventual finale of season 1.
Yep.
And then also potentially have this be a new part of the status quo if this show has more seasons, which I definitely think it will.
Right.
This is a show that you could do Spy Family style that would go on for
Oh, absolutely.
eternity as far
Well,
as
and also
sitcom setup.
something that I just love about this, because it still holds to the premise of the show of, you know, buddy daddies, right? And the focus on family and all the things that come with that. We now have the annoying extended family or in-laws or whatever, right? You know, that we now have to deal with. Right, exactly. Like we have okay, this family's good, but God damn it, the holidays are coming up. We're gonna have to, you know, right? Like that is absolutely, like
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a
you know?
thing, but it could be.
No, right,
If
it's-
things work out
It's
really
it's that
well.
equivalent in the, you know, exaggerated kind of situation that we have here of, you know, 2 hired killers, right?
Oh, yes.
You know, being parents and all that
Yes,
stuff.
absolutely.
Right. But
All right. Mary was great this episode.
Yes.
Gave us some really sweet moments of setting up the birthday for Papa Ray.
Yeah.
That was wonderful.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You got on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.